Thank you. Next speaker is Asian Forum for Human Rights and Development.
Mr. President, Forum Asia welcomes the OHCHR and OISL reports and endorses their findings. We express serious concern on the gross and systemic crimes they indicate, including war crimes and crimes against humanity. We urge the government and people of Sri Lanka and the international community to address the findings of the report and fully implement its recommendations. Despite some change, oppressive structures, policies and practices continue in Sri Lanka. Harassment and intimidation of human rights defenders and war victims continue in the north and the east, alongside military occupation of civilian land as well as torture and sexual abuse. Disappearances all over the country remain unaccounted for, and people continue to be arrested under the Abusive Prevention of Terrorism Act. Very little has been done in the last few months to address any of this. We note the commitments made by the government to the Council and reiterate that concrete results and not promises will make a difference to survivors and their families and generate confidence, particularly given broken promises and U-turns in the past. Success of accountability mechanisms will depend on the confidence Sri Lankan people have in them, especially survivors and victims' families, and the extent to which their insights are included in the design and implementation and oversight of such mechanisms. Noting the government's acknowledgement to the Council of the weaknesses of Sri Lankan institutions, we agree with the High Commissioner that Sri Lanka's criminal justice system is not ready to pursue accountability through a domestic process. We call on the government and the international community to work together towards an accountability mechanism that has, at minimum, a sole international prosecutor and a majority of international judges, lawyers, and investigators appointed independently. It's imperative that war crimes, crimes against humanity and genocide are criminalized domestically with retrospective effect. Furthermore, UN member states should fully implement recommendations addressed to them, including by applying universal jurisdiction to prosecute those responsible for serious violations. These reports are important milestones, but the difference they make to Sri Lanka will depend on follow-up. Thus, this Council must continue to regularly assess progress and, in the event of a failure, consider further international action to ensure accountability. Thank you, Mr. President.